What's the worst thing you discovered while trying to hide your addiction from your parents? I've been taking 20 bucks from my mom's purse every Friday while she showered, and I thought I was so slick about it. I started right after my dad died 2 years ago when I was 15 from what mom called a sudden heart attack, which left us both messed up in different ways. She picked up 3 jobs, her regular office gig, night shifts at this convenience store, and weekend catering, while I developed this sick need to scratch lottery tickets. Because somehow that little silver dust under my fingernails made me feel like luck still existed. Every single week I'd lose that 20, then replace it with my babysitting money by Sunday night, and my mom never said anything, so I figured she didn't notice. But here's where things get weird. Last month I found hundreds of unscratched lottery tickets hidden in a folder labeled college planning in her closet, all with sequential serial numbers like they came from the same batch. Mom had started acting paranoid lately too, counting her purse money obsessively and asking strange questions like, do you ever go to that corner store? 2 weeks ago, on the anniversary of Dad's death, I felt extra desperate and took 40 instead of 20. I drove past the convenience store where Mom supposedly worked and her car wasn't there, even though she'd texted me saying she was stocking shelves. When she came home with paint under her fingernails, I started wondering what she was really doing with all those hours. Then I overheard her on a phone call, voice shaking. I just need more time. I'm so close to having the full amount. My guilt was crushing me, but I couldn't stop buying tickets, convinced that if I just won something, anything, I could fix whatever was broken in our house. And then yesterday, the impossible actually happened. I scratched off a $50,000 winner. My hands wouldn't stop trembling as I stared at those matching numbers, but the celebration died in my throat because I'm only 17, and you need to be 18 to claim lottery winnings, which meant I had to tell my mom everything. I practiced my confession all morning, but when I finally said, Mom, I need to talk to you about money, she went rigid and immediately asked, what did you find? Before I could explain about the stealing, she started sobbing about working extra shifts to save for my future, and that's when I showed her the winning ticket, expecting her to freak out with joy. Instead, her face drained of color as she studied the serial number and her voice came out strangled. Where exactly did you buy this? When I told her about the usual corner store, she snatched the ticket and said she'd claim it herself to avoid taxes, but something in her eyes looked absolutely terrified. She kept muttering things like, your dad would want this for you, and checking her phone where I spotted the lottery office number in her recent calls. This morning when we arrived at the lottery office, everything exploded into chaos. Security immediately pulled us into a back room where they showed surveillance footage of my mom stealing entire boxes of tickets from her convenience store job over the past 6 months. But then they showed more footage. Her buying $500 of tickets every week at different stores, scratching them frantically in parking lots, sobbing in her car. The investigator mentioned this all started after a denied life insurance claim, and that's when he dropped the bomb that destroyed everything I thought I knew. My dad didn't have a heart attack. He unalived himself after gambling away my entire college fund. $200,000 gone at casinos, leaving a note saying he couldn't face what he'd done. My mom had been stealing tickets and buying more with every penny she earned, desperate to win back my college money before I turned 18 and started applying to schools. What's worse was that she'd already won $30,000 on other stolen tickets but couldn't claim. The investigator looked at me with this knowing expression. The security footage also shows someone else buying tickets every Friday at 3:30 p.m., paying with a $20 bill. My mom's eyes met mine and we both understood. We'd been stealing and gambling to fix the same loss, neither of us winning anything except matching shame.